What is up, guys? Welcome to the vlog. Thanks for checking it out. Hope that you all had a great Thanksgiving week. I know this is going to post up on Monday, so the Thanksgiving has passed. I know I had a great opportunity to spend some time with family and friends over the Thursday. We did end up jumping back into the office on Friday and working on a couple projects that we have open. Start out this vlog by doing a quick shout out to the team here at Perception Engineering. You guys have just completely crushed it. I know some of you guys check out these vlogs, so I wanted to do a quick shout out to the team here at Perception Engineering. Thanks for all your hard work, guys. This company would not be where it is today without you guys. I know that there's been a lot of long nights and just days where you're pounding away at projects just trying to get things done and correct for the customer, just try and overall make that customer experience the best that possible be. And I just want to do a quick shout out to you guys. Check out this team. We got Austin, Cody, Marcus, and Brendan on that team there. Thank you. Thanks to all our customers at Perception Engineering, family and friends that have put up with a lot of the things that go along with starting a business in the startup culture. So thanks to all you guys. Couldn't be here as a company without you. So one thing I've been trying to do more of through 2017 and as we're building Perception Engineering is just to throw myself into situations that make me uncomfortable. I don't really mean things that go against my integrity, but I mean like throw myself in situations that I am looking for a specific outcome, and the only way I'm going to get to that outcome is going through this thing that makes me scared or that I'm not typically set up in a good position to go through and do. One good example of that is this vlog itself. I mean, even getting in front of this camera and making a video is something that I've been shying away from. But over the last year, I pushed myself to do it every single week, and that's the only way that I was gonna be able to overcome that fear or something that made me a little bit uncomfortable. So I guess this last week, I've had a lot of opportunities to throw myself into positions or schedule opportunities to throw myself into positions that would make me uncomfortable. Some of those being public speaking, doing different training events, different opportunities, just things I typically wouldn't do or would shy away from. I'm pushing myself to get into positions like that. Put yourself in those opportunities to be uncomfortable and do it quickly. I know it's easy to push off some of these things, say, okay, I'm gonna do it next week, I'm gonna make that happen sometime, I'm gonna get better at cold calling, I'm gonna get better at sales, I'm gonna get better at just dropping off at places and talking to customers about my product or about my business, but it never ends up happening. You keep saying next week, just do it, just make it happen. There's never gonna be the perfect time or the perfect opportunity. For example, starting a business, starting Perception Engineering. There was never gonna be the perfect time. I was never gonna be in the perfect situation to be able to start the company. Just need to get started small and start attacking those things that make you a little uneasy and a little uncomfortable. The more that you do them, the more comfortable you get. For example, this vlog, again, been doing it almost for the last year now, and it's just, I mean, night and day difference. The ability for me to turn on the camera and start having these conversations and start documenting the journey of creating this company. And some of even the things I'm able to talk about are a little bit more comfortable. Now, I don't know if you guys spend any time looking at different entrepreneurs or different business owners that post things on YouTube similar to the way that I do, just significantly better. But one that I would encourage you just to go through, go to their YouTube page and look up different topics. That would be Evan Carmichael. He's a great entrepreneur that's put out some good content. A lot of the content that he puts into his YouTube page comes from different successful entrepreneurs or different successful business owners. So he's not just pulling stuff from his own background and his own experiences, which he puts in as well, but also is able to take some of the top business leaders and put them in one place. So check out his website. One video that I want to talk about here is the 7 uncomfortable actions that will make you successful. Now, out of those 7 things, the first that he mentions is just number 1, just do those things that make you uncomfortable, or do that which you are afraid of. I mean, it's basically just re-saying what we already said, uncomfortable, or do that which you're afraid of, kind of the same exact thing, right? But a lot of times we'll put ourselves into situations where justifying why we're uncomfortable or justifying why we're not doing that thing, and not just saying the only reason I'm doing it is because it's something I haven't done before and that I'm afraid of. We're saying, well, I don't think it's really going to have the outcome that it potentially could, or it costs too much money, or I don't have time for that. A lot of times we're able to, as entrepreneurs, we're not pushed into situations that make us uncomfortable. We have to push ourselves into those situations. So, for example, if you were an employee that was told to go and make this sales pitch to this customer, you're going to go and make that sales pitch to that customer because it's what you were told to do and you have to make it happen. Whereas an entrepreneur or as a business owner, I have opportunities at Perception Engineering to just not do it, to do a workaround, shoot them something over via email, not stop out and talk to them in person, not pick up the phone and call them, and then say, well, they didn't want to have that meeting, they didn't want to have that opportunity. Basically, the only reason I didn't do that is because it was something that scared me, something I wasn't comfortable in doing. So I made up an excuse as to why it didn't happen. One thing that I try to keep reminding myself is that at Perception Engineering, the reason that I started this company, the reason that I'm building this business and other businesses is to have a different outcome than I would have if I would have just stayed in the current track that I was on, working my 9 to 5. In doing that, I'm gonna have to put myself outside of my comfort zone and not just stay in that lane that I was in the past, but I'm do things that are different, things that are uncomfortable for me, things that I'm just not used to doing if I want that different outcome. Just something I need to keep reminding myself of personally. The second thing that Evan brings up is to push yourself to do better in each of those situations. Now, even though you're putting yourself in those situations that make you a little uncomfortable, it's very easy to just kind of tiptoe and not fully go in and fully jump in and make it happen. Do it again, do it 2 times, do it 3 times, and just keep pushing yourself to do it better and better the next time. Eventually, it's just become easier and easier to do those tasks that are uncomfortable for you and that aren't easy to do. Now, in the next couple months here, I'm gonna have some opportunities to, like I said, I scheduled some things that are gonna push me into situations that are making me uncomfortable and things that I have pushed myself out of doing in the past because I just don't feel like it's something that I'm great at, something that I am going to succeed at, but I'm going to push myself to do them here in the next couple of months. And I'm going to go all in. I can go through and kind of half do it and not push myself to do the best that I can be at it. But now on that same topic of pushing yourself to do better, number 3 would be to push others to do better as well. Now, one of the ways that I've tried to push this in Perception Engineering and put this into kind of my daily actions is with the team here. A lot of times I push really hard to get them projects that align with what they're good at, which is perfect to align them with projects of things that they're good at. But we're also working on doing different things that makes them uncomfortable. Different communication things. For example, every single Friday, lately we've been getting together and doing lunch and learns, where one of the guys from the team will get up and he'll talk about a topic that he's worked on for the last month, something specific, whether it's to do with SolidWorks or the software that we're working on, or a completely different software, something that they have spent time developing, creating a PowerPoint, and they'll talk to the rest of the team for an hour on that topic. That's something where encouraging each other to get outside of our comfort zone and try things that maybe they typically wouldn't do. In doing things on my own and pushing myself into situations that they know make me uncomfortable too, it gives them maybe a little bit more incentive and a little bit more push to do things that they can do that are uncomfortable. So in doing things on your own that make you uncomfortable and pushing yourself to do that, it's gonna kind of have a trickle effect onto other people that you are in contact with. So number 4, and probably the one that I have had the opportunity to put myself in situations with a lot over 2017 is reach out to others. I know I've made multiple videos on do networking events, take every meeting. Even this next week, I have some opportunities of just meetings and reaching out to people that I'd never really, so a year or 2 ago, I never thought I'd reach out to this caliber, these type of people and have these opportunities. And now it's something that's a lot more comfortable for me. Reach out, shoot over an email, get on LinkedIn, see someone that's doing something awesome and try to make that connection. Worst thing that's gonna happen, they're not gonna respond. They're gonna say, no, I'm too busy. But you might get that 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5, depending on who you're talking to, 1 out of 100 person that's gonna say, yeah, let's meet up, let's talk, let's get this connection rolling. And the more opportunities that you get to put yourself in those situations, the easier it becomes to take on those different meetings. The only way that perception engineering is going to be successful is not just, I know I mentioned it already, but the only reason that we're at where we're at right now as a business is because of this team and connections and networking that's been put into place to come around and build up this machine of just brilliant engineers. It's not something that one person can do. I personally can only do so much, and I realize that. So reaching out to others and looking at what their networks are and how we can come together to do something great is something that it makes me uncomfortable. It's not easy for me to do. Ask for help or ask for resources or ask for advice, but it's the only way that we're going to get to this next level. What you really need to think about is what people you want to have on your team or in your ecosystem that can make your vision a reality. Number 5 is move on from the wrong people. It's very easy to have comfortable people in your business or comfortable people around you in your network that potentially are not having the input, or like I said, moving you into the direction of your vision. They're kind of pulling you into a different direction or bringing you down. They're not putting the motivation into building you up and motivating you and pushing you to be uncomfortable in situations. So that number 5 is moving away from the wrong people. If I want to have outcomes that are significant and different than anyone around me, I'm gonna have to start looking for people that have done it and people that have made those things happen, and start surrounding myself with those type of individuals and people that are gonna push me farther than I can push myself. So number 6, and probably the most difficult one for me on this list of things that I'm comfortable is public speaking and the media. I mean, this vlog in itself is difficult for me. Another one is the public speaking aspect, and honestly, that's one of the things that I'm going to be pushing myself more into 2018 is public speaking and the ability to tell my story without the fear of being rejected or the fear of people not thinking that it matters. But being able to tell my story in a way that is beneficial to others and that others can learn from, and maybe take a little bit of insight and just get started with whatever their fear is and whatever they're trying to overcome. People are going to come and work with you because they believe what you believe, because they're on the same page as what you are, and they know that your business is heading into a direction that they can get on board with. I mean, not all the time people will just buy your product or buy your service just because it's that product or it's that service. They're buying into your story. They want to partner with you. A lot of these larger businesses, what I've noticed is that they love the idea that they're working with a company that's passionate and is on board with bringing them success, and that they can in turn make perception engineering successful. Companies are going to get on board with that and get on board with that story, but the only way that they're going to be able to understand what that story is if you're able to tell them and get your story out there. So that kind of falls on my shoulders and the team here at Perception Engineering shoulders to get their story out there and to tell others what makes perception engineering an awesome place to work and what makes it a successful business. Now, the 7th thing that Evan brings up in the top 7 things that make you uncomfortable but will bring you success is stand up for what is right. As perception engineering, we have our why and why we do what we do, but also things that we're kind of like an honor code of things that we're not going to be involved in certain types of businesses. As engineering, there's opportunities to get involved in some I've had some interesting projects pop up and things that I'm just going to politely decline. Be able to call those out and be able to say, no, this is what I believe in. This is not something that we're going to do as a business. It's not comfortable. A lot of times it's easy to just be the yes person to customers or the yes person to employees and just say, yep, that's okay. We'll do that, even though you know that it's something that isn't right and that shouldn't be done. So the number 7 thing and final is just to stand up for what you believe in, stand up for what is right. So to wrap these up, the 7 things, do which you are afraid of, push yourself to do better, push others to do better. 4, reach out to others. 5, move on from the wrong people. 6, public speaking. And 7, stand up for what is right. Well, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this week's vlog. Thanks for checking it out. Check back out again next week. to see what's going on here at Perception Engineering, what we have going on as a company, as a business. But then also, as you see today, it was just a couple little thoughts and a couple little insights that as I'm going through and building this business that I'm just finding as beneficial and things that push me to build a bigger business and to make a more successful team. So feel free to check back out, and thanks again.